Hey my sweet bees, it's the sweetest vegan here. Today on the show for Project Veganize Me, we will be making my favorite item from the McDonald's menu, which is the baked apple pie. I'm so excited, so let's get started. We're going to start by mixing together flour and salt in a small bowl using a fork, and I'm just going to cut in some cold vegan butter. You can use a pastry blender or a food processor. I'm using a fork because I think it's really simple and easy. Next we're going to add in ice cold water until it forms a dough ball. Bring it all together on parchment paper. Lay another piece of parchment paper on top of that and then roll it out with a rolling pin. This is my imaginary rolling pin. I was doing it down here. Anyway, carefully lift the parchment paper and fold it up as many times as you can. I got about 3 or 4 folds out of it. Fold it up in the parchment paper and place it in the freezer until we need it. Now I'm just going to peel some apples. I have 2 golden delicious apples here, even though you probably only need 1. Core it, peel it, dice it, and then put it in a bowl. Add in cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla extract. Once you have that all mixed together, take your pastry dough out of the freezer, dust some parchment paper with flour, place your ball onto that, and dust the top of the pastry dough with flour too. Lay another piece of parchment paper on top of that and roll it out again. You want it to form a square, so if it doesn't form a square perfectly, you could just cut off the edges. We can make 5 pies out of this 1 sheet of pastry dough, so I'm going to cut 5 equal segments and then slice it down the middle. Fill it with your apple filling. Place the other half on top of it and pinch the sides with your fork so you get those nice fork marks along the side. Place these on parchment paper on a baking sheet. Slice them so they get those nice marks and openings at the top so the steam can escape. I'm going to dust them with a little bit more cinnamon and bake them for about 40 minutes in an oven that has been preheated to 400 degrees. Once they're done, you want them to cool off a little bit. You don't want to burn yourself, and we can go ahead and taste these now. They came out really great. The pastry dough was really flaky because I did that folding thing where I rolled it out, then I folded up and froze it and rolled it out again. That created a lot of air in between the layers, and the fat, the butter, the vegan butter was able to expand and make these lovely layers of pastry dough, and it was much better than the McDonald's pastry dough, which is kind of just flat, but it was so flaky and so delicious, and it was kind of crispy and crunchy, and then you got into that gooey center. The only thing I would do again is I would make my apple filling. You know how McDonald's, theirs is more of like a gooey apple center. I would have been able to fit more filling in the pie if I didn't have the chunks of apple slices taking up volume, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it. It was still delicious and I love these things. I will be making them again. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed and come back tomorrow because we will be making a Southern style chicken sandwich. I think it's a Chick-fil-A sandwich, but McDonald's calls it a Southern style chicken sandwich, and it's going to be fun, so you don't want to miss out. Bye. Oh yeah, if you didn't subscribe yet, subscribe. Bye.